friends, welcome back to my channel. Also, welcome if you are new. So today we have a ton of cleaning motivation going on. I have some deep cleaning to do, a little bit of basic stuff, but a lot of it is actually focusing on our sunroom that we use mainly for the dogs because I have not deep cleaned it since we went on vacation the beginning of July. And needless to say, after a week of us being gone and the dogs spending the majority of their time in that room, it is in desperate need of some serious deep cleaning. So that is what I am focusing on today. But just starting in the bedroom real quick, that way I could strip the bed and get all this done first. So I'm putting this at the beginning of the video because I have been getting so many requests about starting up either like a hoarder series again or my helping hand series. But the issue has been is since being down here in Florida, I don't know a ton of people. And when we were in Wisconsin, it was fairly easy. I started with friends and family and then it referraled and went on from there. But I don't know a lot of people down here other than like my parents and just a handful of people. So I am looking for your guys' help. If you are in Florida, and if you're within preferably an hour, but possibly an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you need help or know someone that needs help, I would love for you to message me on Instagram, send me some photos. I'm thinking that if I can start scheduling people out for on Saturdays, that I can start up that series again. If you don't know what my Helping Hand series is, just go back. I've done a couple videos like that before, basically where I just go and help someone that's a little bit overwhelmed. You guys know I don't charge for my services. All I ask is that I can film and publish them. So like I said, if you're looking for some help or you know someone looking for some help, I am in the Volusia County area. So send me a message over on Instagram because I know how much you guys want me to start that back up. But to be able to do that, I need your help. Here you can see I moved into our sunroom / dog room. This ceiling fan was really dirty. You can't even really tell here on camera. So I wanted to get this clean right away so that all that dust and grime fell straight to the ground before vacuuming.
So fly, you got me like my.
Oh, also going back to that helping hand request that I'm asking you guys for. If you don't know anyone and you still want to help me out, share this video. Share it on your social medias. Share it with a friend. Email it out. Whatever it takes to get the word out there. The more you guys share, comment, like, all of those things will help push this video forward and hopefully get all the correct eyes on it so that I can start up that series again. Like I said, I would love to do it for you guys, but I have to get it all into play and into work. But I've been trying for a while now, and it's not that easy down here just because, like I said, I don't know a ton of people. Here you can see my dogs are such messy eaters, so I wanted to move all this stuff and clean behind their dog bowls and everything because it had just gotten absolutely everywhere. This room, like I said, the whole thing was just kind of crazy. We also keep a lot of the bird stuff in here, so this container actually holds the bird food. Bailey just being lazy laying on the couch. But yeah, super dusty. The bird food, when the boys feed the birds, they always get the bird food everywhere. So that's pretty much everything that was on that table. And then you're going to see here in just a second, all over the floor.
How did you get so fly? You got me like My, my, my. You got me like, my, my, my. You got me like, there's no other than you now, babe. Nah, 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 'cause you got me like, my, my, my. Like, oh my God. My, my, my.
So the boys started school this week. They started on Monday, and oh man, trying to get back into the whole routine of everything can always be so much and so overwhelming, but we are getting on it. I'm sure you guys know how that is. Whenever like summer vacation starts up and then school starts back up, it's always a brand new thing. It always at least takes me a couple of weeks of really getting back into the groove of things. So we're kind of on the struggle bus here, but getting through it. It's something that I know every year it comes up. That's why I'm always a little stressed, because I'm like, new routines, new things going on. It's always a lot. I don't know if other people are like, no, it's pretty easy for us. I just feel like every year I'm always like a little stressed out this time of year. Also, I do not know why this rug discolored the tile underneath it. This is not real tile. It's like I don't know, some sort of peel and stick tile that the previous owner had down. I don't mind it because the dogs, this is their main room. But I was kind of bummed to see the like yellowing discoloration. I do not know what it is. I might have to try some stuff to fix that. If you guys have any recommendations, let me know. Or if you've had this happen before, let me know. Because like I said, I have absolutely no idea why it's just a like rubber outdoor mat. It's nice because it's waterproof. So when the kids come in from the pool or the dogs come in from outside, it's waterproof. So it makes it super nice for not getting water residue everywhere. But yeah. This is the slider going outside. You can see it is filthy. Absolutely filthy. You often can't see how dirty it is on camera, which is why I try to get these close-ups. Because like right here, it doesn't look that bad. But when you see it up close, you see it is not clean by any means. So for washing these windows, it is always really, really important that I use a 2-cloth method. I normally do it anyway, and I didn't used to do it this way. You guys, if you've been watching me for a while, you know I didn't used to use 2 cloths. But ever since I started using one to wash and the other one to polish, it makes a huge difference, especially when you're dealing with really, really dirty glass. This just allows me to get it all clean, and then I take this glass cloth and polish it up. I've had people ask me what type of glass cloth this is. I have a couple different ones. Some are E-cloths, some are, is it Norwex? I think that sold some. And they all work really well. Honestly, as long as you go on like Amazon and look up just a glass cleaning cloth, any of them should work, but making sure that you use that after you clean it off and just use it as like a finishing polish. It makes it that there is 0 streaks. It is always so much cleaner. I feel like when I'm just using one cloth, I always have streaks. It doesn't matter what microfiber cloth I'm using. If they're really dirty, it's just spreading that dirt around. So I love using 2 cloths. You're also going to see, I'm going to be moving some of this furniture around. I'm just kind of playing with this room. I'm not 100% happy with it yet, but you know how it is. Sometimes you have to live in a space for a while to really figure out what you want to do, and that's kind of what I'm doing in here. I'm just taking my time, trying to figure out exactly what I want out of it, because I'm not 100% sure. So you're going to see here in a little bit, where I start rearranging some of the furniture, and I want you guys to let me know what you think about the different layouts.
Numb, doing all I can to move, but I can't. Oh no, I gotta let you go. So dumb, I wish I could get you out of my head. So dumb, I wish I could get you out of my head.
If you're wondering about this rug, this is actually an indoor-outdoor rug. This is great for this room because it is easy to clean. I actually have the exact same one in our bedroom, just in a different colorway. I love it. I love the design. I love, it's still soft, but it's not like a super thick pile, so muddy footprints, anything like that, it makes it so much easier. But I always feel like a room needs a rug. It like grounds a room. So for me, rugs are very, very important, but I needed also something that was super easy to keep clean.
All I wanna know, are you thinking about me? I just gotta know. I just gotta know. So dumb, I wish I could get you out of my head. So dumb, I wish I could get you out of my head. So numb, doing all I can to move, but I can't. Oh no, I gotta let you go. So dumb, I wish I could get you out of.
So the reason we have the two sliding glass doors is I actually believe this room used to be a like back patio that they converted into another room of the house. And I do think for someone possibly in the future, it'd be really smart to take these glass doors down and just let it be more of an open flow concept. But we really, really like it, like I said, for the dogs. If we go out of town or anything, or even just for Sunday dinners, we do Sunday dinners with my family every single Sunday. It's a good area for the dogs to go, and they don't cause too much trouble. Drake's a husky, and if you own huskies, that's all I have to say. But if you don't own huskies, huskies can have severe separation anxiety and destroy things. He's much better now that he's as old as he is. He's going to be 14 this year. But huskies are really good, very destructive when left alone. So we used to have to kennel him. Luckily, he's calmed down enough that now we just put him in this room and he is fine. And Bailey goes in there also just because it seems mean to have them separated. But now moving on to the baseboards. Luckily, these were fairly easy to clean up. I'm just using some, what is it called? Thieves cleaner. I don't know why I couldn't think of the name of that. I use it every day. But thieves cleaner and then a magic eraser. Or, as you guys know, my melamine sponges. I've brought this up in other videos. I buy melamine sponges on Amazon, and they are the exact same thing as a magic eraser for a fraction of the price. So I sometimes call them a magic eraser just because that's what people know them as, but I actually buy melamine sponges right off of Amazon. I think you can get 100 for like $25. I don't know. It's super cheap and affordable, so that's how I go about it. But it made cleaning these baseboards really, really easy.
Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Baby, you're so hasty. I don't wanna do a little crazy.
All right, now for the fun of rearranging. Also, if you guys are wondering where Bobby is when I'm doing all of this, he was actually still in Wisconsin while I was doing this. So, girl power, I got this all done by myself, moving furniture and all. All the boys, Xander, Bjorn, and Bobby all went up to Wisconsin to, Bobby had one of his buddies throw this party called Roshtoberfest every single year. So Bobby went up there, and then the boys went with them because they really wanted to see Grandma and Granddad. And we figured it'd be really fun for the boys to go up there with Bobby and Freya and I to have a girls' week and just really have a lot of fun right before school started.
About us before we got lost and we parted. Back to back we would carry on and we'd do anything for what we started. But this time we could break. I'm running dry. Everything's the same. We'll try tonight. But this time we're not safe and sound. Not safe and sound. What if I'm no good for you?
So I figured possibly moving these chairs over here might just open up this family room and make it feel a little bit brighter. I will say that pot I have in the corner with the raw wood on it, it's not going to stay like that, but for this day I just did that for now. This is a chair that goes with our dining room table, but the strings got all messed up, and really 6 chairs do not fit well at my dining room table, so I just moved it outside. Fun note, all my dining room chairs are actually outside chairs anyway, so it doesn't hurt. I bought the table and chairs separately because I was going for a look and I couldn't find any that had the look I wanted, so that's how I ended up going with it. But after I got done in that room, all my sheets and bedding were done, so moving back inside to make sure my bedroom was all set for bed later that night. I have to say though, the best night's sleep I ever get is always that first day after washing my bedding. I love the smell of clean bedding, how soft it is. It's one thing is cleaning my bedding. I never miss cleaning it on time because I absolutely love the way it feels when it is like that pristine clean. Oh, so I also got questions about my comforter just the other week also. So this comforter I found on Amazon. It was actually sent to me by one of you guys on Instagram when I was asking like sizing wise because I couldn't find a comforter that fit my king size bed well because all king size comforters seem to be a little small. So this was a super king is what they're called. And it just gives it a little bit bigger of a size. Exactly what I was looking for. I wanted something that was longer and wider. That way it had more of that crisp, clean look. And none of the mattress showed afterwards. I also know I get some hate on my fluffy fur blankets. They're not real fur, by the way. But I love these blankets. I think they are so cozy. I know some people feel like they just look like a dead bear. But I love those blankets. So I don't think I'm going to be getting rid of them anytime soon. But I did have to move into the kitchen because there was stuff everywhere. And even on a day of deep cleaning, I still have daily cleaning get done. And I have to say, I forgot how insane toddlers could be until Bobby and the boys left because Freya is often kept entertained by her brothers. They'll play with her and run her around and do all this stuff when I'm getting stuff done around the house. When they were gone, it was a lot. It was so much. She is also just a complete tornado because she had to entertain herself and she's not used to being an only child. So yeah. There was always a lot of cleaning to do. I was like, oh, this will be a good break of a week because it's just Freya and I. 3 less people in the house. The house should stay so much cleaner. I was sadly mistaken. So, any of you mamas home with just what people like to say, oh, you only have 1 child, do not let them give you grief because just 1 child can definitely be a lot harder than 3. For the pure fact of you are their only entertainment. And they need to then entertain themselves, which causes messes, which is fine because they're having fun and they're learning and they're playing. But yeah, anyone that wants to shame you for having a messy house because you only have one child, you can go tell them to eat dirt or something, because this week was definitely a huge reminder that just having one child does not make things easier. Also, I tried cleaning this pot because people keep bringing it up. This is the pot I use every single day. Like, this is what I grab for, so the bottom is dirty. I had an off-brand stove cleaner that I didn't love. I figured I'd try it on it. It didn't work. Now, I did only leave it on for like 30 minutes, but I think I'm going to have to actually get the good stuff and spray it on there and leave it on overnight if I really want to get it clean. But at the same time, I don't know if it really matters.
Or just the best you've ever had. I remember when we woke up, how your body looked like porcelain in the light. No complaining, we were alright. But then again, I thought we were one of a kind. Oh, nah, nah.
The dog bowls honestly weren't too bad. I try and stay on top of these, especially Bailey's bowl. He's the St. Bernard. They drool. It's just the way they are. Luckily, he really only drools when he's drinking water or eating. So it's not like Beethoven, like the movie, where you just see these gobs of drool everywhere. It's mainly when he eats and drinks that he will drool. So his bowl I try to clean very often, but even Drake's, I'll make sure to wipe down. His doesn't get nearly as dirty. But since I was giving that room a really good deep cleaning, just making sure that these get really cleaned as well.
When we began here, it was simple. Now all we do is turn nothing into rain. And I've been acting all insane. I feel you bringing out the worst inside of me. Oh, nah, nah, oh, you're good with lies. Oh, nah, nah, wish I wasn't right.
And yes, all the kids' seats are dirty because Freya thought it was fun to sit in her brother's seats. The kids don't have assigned seating, by the way, but if we're creatures of habit, so there is one seat Xander always sits in, one seat Bjorn always sits in, and one seat Freya always sits in. They're not made to sit that way. It's just how they do it. But since the boys were gone, Freya thought it was really funny to sit in different seats every meal, because she thought she was stealing, and I'm like doing the little finger thing, the little bunny ears, saying stealing her brother's seat. So they were all dirty and all definitely needed to get cleaned instead of just the one.
I saw. You don't know that I know what's going on, but I saw.
This is definitely the time though when I absolutely love having a robot vacuum, because I still had a lot of cleaning get done. I was also exhausted, mainly just from doing that one room, but the house still needed to get clean. So this is a great way that I could quickly turn this on in the kitchen and let it sweep, let it do a basic mop. Definitely not as good as if I was mopping it with my old cedar mop, but it gets the job done well enough on days like today when I had a lot to get done and still had a toddler to take care of. So that is what is going on here, just letting it do its thing. I actually had to do a double round. I like that about the robot vacuums, where you can tell it to do it just once or you can tell it to do it twice. And when it does it twice, it does it in two separate directions, which is more accurate to how I would clean the floors if I was doing it.
Climb right up on the hillside. A different view of my life. You left me running on and on, but I don't care, would you let me in? You said goodbye like everything's gone, everything that we could have been. But
moving on to the dining room. Honestly, most of the dining room mess was my fault from stuff that I hadn't put away from cleaning the other room yet, because real life, sometimes you'll deep clean a room and another room gets messy because you're just throwing everything in it. I do this often when I'm deep cleaning, or if I'm decluttering, you'll often see like this one area got really clean, but you don't see all the other stuff. Also, this was just the water dump from in the dog room. I hadn't dumped it yet, but I wanted to share it with you guys. So gross. So gross. But I know you guys love seeing those dirty water dumps. But I had to move on to this sliding door. This one is always really dirty also because handprints and all those things. I'm not focusing on the full door though, because I wipe this door down practically daily. Sure, there's some days that I don't get to it, but practically daily I am wiping this thing down. And I'm just wiping basically where Freya can reach, because that's the dirtiest areas, where Freya can reach and where the dogs can reach. So I'm not as worried about going all the way up the door, pretty much just where I can reach, because I'm short, and those couple inches step down on the other side makes it that I can't reach the top without at least a little step stool.
Oh, what a hopeless case we could be. Yeah. Oh, what a hopeless place that we're in. But I'm your liability.
All right, I hope this gives some mama out there some relief that it is not just you. This is just one day of Freya playing while I was trying to work, making a huge mess of everything. So, like I said, just because you have one doesn't mean it's easier by any means. My house was a disaster every day from her because she was just trying to entertain herself, so everything got brought out. But that is one reason I love these bins, because when it comes to her toys, she is young enough, we don't organize it. Toys go in the bins, that's how it is, end of story, because you can drive yourself crazy being overly organized. I want things to look neat and I want things to look clean, but sometimes no organization can be better than organized.
Trying my best, but I don't know how to solve them. I don't know what to do. I need some time on my own to figure out what I want. 'Cause baby, right now I don't know. Feels like I'm riding solo. You got me thinking about all of the problems in us. I know it's sad, but we both know. Maybe it's time that I let you go.
And yes, I do make Freya, for the most part, help me clean up her stuff. Obviously, there's some days where she's passed out, but I try and start the kids really young at cleaning up after themselves. I never make them clean completely by themselves, and I've talked about this before, because I know I get comments often when I clean the boys' room about they're old enough they can clean their own room. And I've touched on this before, like, they do clean their room. It is their responsibility, but I like to go in and clean it also every once in a while, because I just remember the complete anxiety and overwhelmed when I had to clean up my room, because when you're little, a project that's not that big seems so much bigger when you're small. So I always teach my kids how to do things and give them those responsibilities, but I also help them with it. I want to make my kids well-rounded. I also want my kids to realize they live in this house. So I'm not paying you to clean your room. We don't do allowance or anything like that. It's more of we all live here. We all contribute to this house. We all contribute to making this house messy. So we all help each other. Freya, though, loves helping me. When it comes to cleaning up, especially when I let her use the spray bottle with anything, she is all for it. This table and side table got very, very clean with how many times she sprayed and wiped.
I know it's sad, but we both know. Maybe it's time that I let you.
If you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below, especially if you guys know anyone here in Florida near the Volusia County area that could need some help and want to be a part of my Helping Hand series. Like I said, I don't know a ton of people down here. I know you guys want to see that series come up again, but I need your help to make it happen. So share this video if you don't know someone, and let's spread the word so we can start out. But I'll see you next time. Bye.
And I'm